Okay, good morning, and I want to welcome all scientists, clinicians, families, and just the wonderful supporters of our community here today. I'd like to extend an extra special thanks to our sponsors, our platinum sponsor, Soleno Therapeutics, our gold sponsor, Aardvark Therapeutics, silver sponsors, Harmony Biosciences, Pfizer, Multicap, and Interaction, and then our bronze sponsors, who are Arcadia Therapeutics, Liberty Services, Lion Support Services, and Karmaji Photography. Your really generous support really makes this conference possible for us. Can we? Thanks. We acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eras Nation as the traditional owners and custodians of this land and the country that we are meeting on today. We respect all elders past, present and future, and we look forward to a day when our First Nations people who have Prader-Willi syndrome can access the same healthcare as the rest of Australians with Prader-Willi syndrome. As the CEO of the Prader-Willi Research Foundation Australia, it's my great pleasure and privilege to be opening the Research Day of the 6th Asia Pacific Prader-Willi Syndrome Conference here in Australia. And this is a milestone for us. We're particularly delighted to be collaborating with the PWSA organisations from around the region. And in particular, I want to thank Prader-Willi Syndrome Australia, James O'Brien. James, could you stand up? Georgina Luffnan, are you in the room? Craig Moore, Kathy Ashton. In the back, she's waving in blue. She's the person that's made all of today work seamlessly. Maria's here. Teresa, is Teresa in the room? She might be next door getting ready for the people with Prader-Willi syndrome program. Tina Costanza, Katie Albanese. Joe Davies, are you here? Joe Davies is from PWSA New Zealand. Katie, anybody else that I've missed? Of course, Dr. Diane Webster and Nicole Jones from the Prader-Willi Research Foundation. And we've also been collaborating with PWSA Thailand and PWSA Malaysia. Is there anyone in the room from those two organisations? No. Thank you all for your incredible amount of work, hours and hours every week for 9 months to make this conference happen. So if everyone could just join me in thanking them. I also want to ask you all to welcome the families living with Schaff-Yang syndrome, who will have some table space in the exhibitor room and also some information brochures. Schaff-Yang syndrome is related to Magel 2 alone, and there's just a handful of families here in Australia. Bianca, where are you? So Bianca, if you want to get in touch, please welcome Bianca, and there'll be more members of the Schaff-Yang community joining us tomorrow. But look, we're really delighted to give you some space with our community to share your journey. Look, as Duncan said, across all 4 streams, we have a really exciting and jam-packed program. But first, the reason that we're here is for our beautiful children and adults living with Prader-Willi syndrome. Their voice is the centrepiece that sets the agenda for our work. And with that in mind, I'd like to share with you, do I just press the green? Share with you Ella's story, with a huge thanks to Ella and to her parents, Millen and Emily. I think Millen and Emily are in the room. There they are. And Ella. Right, let's go. Oops, it's not come up. They're going to switch it on now, are they? Tight schedule? Right.
G'day kids, I'm Millen, Ella's dad, And with my wife Emily, we're sharing a story we certainly weren't prepared for, Ella's story.
Wow. Woo.
Oh yeah,
Ninny wants to see you standing up. Mama wants to see you standing up. Let's do it for them. Let's do it. Be strong, Ella. Be strong, Ella.
straight. Punch. Good job, Ella. So much stronger.
To the medical professions fighting with us, in appreciation of your invaluable work, I'd like to share a quote from The Power Won by Bryce Courtney. When fighting PWS, first with the head, think, strategize, prepare, practice, then with the heart, present with enthusiasm, emotion, passion, and you will continue to give us hope.
Ella, Emily and Millen, thank you for sharing your story, and all of this work today, it's for you and it's for all the other children and adults living with Prader-Willi syndrome. To give all of our community the best chance of a life-changing treatment, we need a strategic approach. The Australian Prader-Willi Research Roadmap is our North Star, and I urge all of you today to take a look at it and to take a copy. We have some outside. It outlines a pathway for mobilising the incredible research talent here in Australia to change life with Prader-Willi syndrome. You'll see that our key areas of focus are care, treat, transform and activate. And this roadmap guides our investment financially and time-wise, along with our advocacy work. Globally, PWS research seems to be at an inflection point, gathering momentum and offering us more hope than ever before. Soleno Therapeutics have announced the US FDA has accepted the new drug application for DCCR and has granted priority review. A final decision is expected to be made on December 27th of this year. This is potentially the first approved treatment for hyperphagia in Prader-Willi syndrome, and Dr. Cho will be telling us more about this work today. We'll also hear from Aardvark Therapeutics about their hyperphagia medicine ARD-101 with its novel approach and science, which gives our community so much hope. And Dr. Lee characterising hunger around the pain of starvation rather than around the appetite, which is the pleasure of eating, just resonates with me. And I know for some of the other Prader-Willi families, it makes complete, it crystallises what they watch in their children each day. In Australia, Prader-Willi research is gaining momentum too, with work that is globally significant. In 2016, Dr. Webster and I calculated the total Australian investment in Prader-Willi research to be $300,000. And those projects span multiple conditions, not just Prader-Willi. In the last 9 months in Australia, $6.5 million has been allocated to 2 major Prader-Willi projects, both of which are focused on treatments. You'll hear about this work today. Associate Professor Godler, from MCRI, who received an Australian first NHMRC Ideas grant of almost $1.3 million to use cutting-edge genomic technologies to identify potential targets for treatments for Prader-Willi. Also, you'll hear today from Megan Aminatov from the Blewett Lab. WeHi Ventures announced a $5.3 million investment into Professor Blewett's work to activate the silent genes just this week. Whilst Meg will be speaking, Professor Blewett will be operating the rubber chicken in session 2. Look, congratulations, Marnie, on such a significant investment into your work on SMOOCHD1. We couldn't be more delighted. Prader-Willi Research Foundation seed-funded Professor Blewett's first work to validate the activity of SMOOCHD1, and we've partnered with her on this journey. WeHi Ventures' $5.3 million investment gives us more hope than ever. We also recently announced funding for the first Prader-Willi nurse navigator for the Prader-Willi Centre of Expertise at Queensland Children's Hospital, and I want to thank Professor Honey Häusler for being the mover and shaker that made this happen. And today, I can tell you that the Sydney Children's Hospital will be the second site for a Prader-Willi nurse navigator, and I want to thank Dr. Arthur Teng and Dr. Owen Nunt for making this happen. These nurses are both funded by Prader-Willi Research Foundation Australia, and in other words, you, our generous donors, have made these enabling these nurses to take care of our children. This is what small patient-led organisations can deliver with our communities. We're a partnership between families, scientists and clinicians. Prader-Willi research has made meaningful inroads in the last 10 years, but we're not there yet. I want to extend my thanks to all of the clinicians and scientists who have dedicated their time and careers to making such terrific progress to date. Our children need you to keep up the good fight, to get them treatments and quality of life that they so deserve. The 6th Asia Pacific Prader-Willi Syndrome Conference is now open, and we look forward to hearing about lots of exciting research today. Thank you.
All right, reiterate, it's a tight schedule, but we're making progress on care, we're making progress on treating, and we're making progress on transformation. It's an important time, which makes it an excellent time to bring up our first speaker for this morning, our plenary speaker, Professor Tony Holland, who is going to talk to us about developing a comprehensive understanding of PWS and some important knowns and significant unknowns. Professor Holland.